Wentz Financial Group presents Zips Basketball Weekly with John Groce. Investment management for your lifetime. Contributing sponsors include Summa Health, it's your health. Let's own it together. Bud Light, the world's famous light beer. Dilly Dilly. Doubletree by Hilton Akron Fairlawn, preferred hotel of Zips Athletics. By your Akron, Canton, Bryant heating and cooling dealers. And the Spaghetti Warehouse, famous for its 15-layer lasagna.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Zips Basketball Weekly with head coach John Groce, brought to you every week by our friends at the Wentz Financial Group. Well, the big question, is this the best performance of the year by the Zips? It certainly looked that way Saturday afternoon down in Athens. A big win over the Bobcats, 65-53. The Zips have now won 3 in a row. They're 13-8 overall, 5-3 in the Mid-American Conference. 2 more big games this week. Tuesday night up at Toledo, then back home Friday night for a 9 o'clock tip-off against arch rival Kent State. Coach, you're the final judge on this. Was this our best performance of the season or not?
The first 32 minutes for sure. I mean, I felt like watching the film on the way back that offensively and defensively, we were really on it. I thought the week off really helped us. We were mentally and physically fresh. I could tell we were locked in. We had fresh legs, played really hard defensively, and did a great job of executing the game plan on both sides. We had to manage some foul trouble, as you know, Joe, in the first half with Utomi. So that threw us off kilter a little bit, but we adapted very well. Played big with E-Man and Dang there for a while, and they did a good job collectively together there in the front court. So all in all, I thought it was about as good as we played. Now, I felt that way after Northern Illinois, too. So it's a good time of year to feel that way because I feel like we're getting a lot of traction right now on both ends. Our players are really playing well together. And I keep telling them, hey, we're not going to play perfect, but we have to stay together. And I really like our teamism right now.
You know, I watched your team when you walked in for the shoot-around on Saturday morning. They're looking around, and they've only had 4 players you took on that trip that ever played there. So you needed good leadership, and you got it from Ivy and Utomi during that game.
We did, and played really well in that environment with a great crowd. And that's why you play games like we did at Nevada. Right. You know, some of the games we played in non-conference, you know, prepare you for scenarios like that. And I thought that our guys really responded well. In fact, I thought it kind of amped them up even more, to be quite honest with you, which is always what you want to see. You want to see the intensity go up, the focus be there. And I thought both those areas, I thought our focus was really good on what we needed to do to win possessions, whether it's get stops or get quality shots. And I thought our effort level was really consistent throughout the game.
Okay, let's go back to the convo down in Athens, Ohio, on the campus of Ohio University. Let's watch highlights brought to you again by Summa Health Systems, courtesy of ESPN. As you mentioned, Coach, big crowd, probably 7,000 or 8,000, but boy, you jumped out quick on the Bobcats.
We did. It started with the first possession where we had a great stop, and then you see Dan make the 3-point shot there, first clip that we just showed. I thought our ball movement was really good. Guys played very unselfishly, took very good shots. We settled for a few threes there in the middle of the first half where I thought we could have maybe gotten a little bit more of a distance in the score. But all in all, I thought we really played well together. And then defensively, first 32 minutes, we were really stingy, really locked in, and made it really difficult for them to score.
I think in the first 3 or 4 minutes, you forced 4 Ohio turnovers.
Yeah, our guys were great with scouting, executed what we were trying to do, and then played with ridiculous effort. And we really had just a good way about us. We've had that now for a few weeks here, and it's a big reason why we're gaining momentum. I think our team is as connected as it's been probably in my entire time here thus far. So it's a great step, especially with a lot of guys playing for the first time, as you mentioned, Joe, not only in the convo, but together this year. You know, we had a lot of newcomers. I think they're getting much more synchronized, especially at the offensive end.
You mentioned Dan Utomi. Once he hit that first shot, you had to feel pretty good about things.
Yeah, no, he's got the right mindset right now and has really been good for us. It's only a matter of time. You know, water finds its level. I kept telling him, hang in there until you get hot because it's going to happen. He's too good a shooter, spends too much time in his craft. Is a guy that certainly in my career as a coach, from an unrequired work standpoint, the amount of time he puts into this, wants to put into this, he wants to be great, is through the roof. I mean, he just, I appreciate that about him. It's why I love coaching him, because I love guys who love ball. He loves ball. So you're right. It was only a matter of time with him.
Akron led 30-22 at halftime. Then you extend that lead, Coach. In the second half, you led by as many as 26.
Yeah, we did a good job of getting stops and then execution here. You see us get the dunk on the pick and roll, Cheese to react. I thought our execution was really, really good. And then with about 8 minutes to go, we got outscored 15 in the last 8 minutes. And part of that is we put the brakes on. Sometimes it's hard to play with a 20-some point lead because you're trying to find that balance of not being too quick offensively while at the same time still maintaining some type of aggressiveness. And so that's probably on me on that end of the floor. Now, defensively, we had some lapses as well, and we got to work on finishing a little bit better than what we did the last 8 minutes there in Athens.
Coach, I talked to you about this after the game. With 7 minutes left in the game, you're up 26. They go on a 5-0 run. You call a timeout. You and I both know there's been some crazy things happen in college basketball this year with teams coming back in the 4 or 5 minutes. I thought that was a great timeout to just settle things down.
Yeah, I just didn't like the look of us defensively at that point, and that's where our strength lies. And I didn't think we had the same bite, so I wanted to challenge them, and I thought we came out of the timeout with a little bit more focus.
Exactly. Zips with a lot of players in double figures on Saturday. Ivy with 21, Utomi with 14, Jackson with 12 points. He had 5 assists, only 1 turnover. Great game by the little guy. Hey, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we mentioned Kent State coming to town on Friday night. That'll be a 9 o'clock tip-off. Lower reserve seats sold out. A lot of upper reserved and general admission left. Hope to see you there Friday night. When we come back, we're going to get an impression on Kent State from some of the players that have played against the Golden Flashes. We're going to watch that right after this timeout.
The difference with Wentz Financial Group is that we do not have a cookie-cutter answer to any of our clients' needs. Every day is completely different in the market, and every client situation is unique. We value the opportunity and responsibility to manage the hopes and dreams of our 3,000 customers nationwide.
Come see the difference Wentz Financial Group can make for your financial future. Wentz Financial Group. Investment management for your lifetime.
The University of Akron is more than a college or campus.
It's a connection to the community.
To the thousands of opportunities right here in Northeast Ohio.
And to the partnerships with employers and organizations.
Like the LeBron James Family Foundation, where we connect kids to life-changing possibilities.
It's the strength of UA, this city, and these connections.
It's where students make an impact on their community and in the world.
While still making an impact
In the classroom.
On the track.
In the boardroom.
and in my community.
That's what makes us the University of Akron.
Well, it is a big one Friday night. Kent State comes to town, 9 o'clock tip-off. Coach, I call this the best mid-major rivalry in the country. I think Kent-Akron is as good as it gets at this level.
We're obviously 8 miles apart,
That's
so
right.
familiarity breeds content, you know. So obviously it's a great privilege to be a part of it. It's awkward because obviously we got the Toledo game this week, a great team in Toledo, but we've got to focus on that first. But once we get to Friday, the intensity certainly gets ramped up. You can feel it when you're out there coaching. Certainly the players, I think, feel it as well. And it's just it's a great, great, great series and a great rivalry.
Well, there's been a lot of players that have played in that game. The Zips have a lot of new players who will experience it for the first time on Friday night. Let's get their impressions right now.
What is the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the words Kent State?
You don't want to know the word I think of when it comes to Kent State.
It's an intense rivalry, and birds don't have teeth.
Destroy them, kill them, eat them.
One of the biggest rivalries in the country, beat Kent State.
For me, it's kind of unique. I'm from the Northeast Ohio area, so I always knew of the rivalry. And when I first came here on a visit, I sat right there and I watched them play. And I had a friend that played for Kent State at the time, so I was kind of in between of who I wanted to win. But now, then when I started playing in it, obviously I wanted Akron to win, and the games was the sold-out crowd and crazy atmosphere. It was ridiculous, and it's been a great experience so far.
Coming from Houston when I was a rookie or freshman, I just thought of it as a regular game. I mean, I know a lot of people talked about it, but I just thought it was a regular game. But the more times I played it in my sophomore year, junior year, I found out like it's really a really fun game to play in, a really fun game.
Yeah, I expect it to be a battle, so I'll be playing. So I just expect it to be a battle and expect guys to get after it. It's going to be, the game means a lot, like a little bit more to the fans, to us as a team. So especially because both teams are good this year, so it's going to be an even bigger battle.
They definitely told me this. It's a big deal. Like C-Jack told me when I first got here. Jamon, they told me it's a big deal. Like it's a must-win. It's like it's like a tournament game, really. Like it's a must-win for bragging rights. So big deal.
It's a war, man. So of course you're gonna have passion out there. Everybody want to win a game. One of the most important games to win throughout the season, obviously. And you know, with the picture with Dan, he got into a little altercation with one of the guys, and
Small fry, nothing big.
yeah, he tried to challenge a big dog, and the big dog had to let him hear it. And you know, that's just how it is when this game. You see in the crowd, but playing in it, the passion that you gotta show is just. It's just crazy. It's fun to be in, man.
I'm pretty sure there'll be a moment like that in the game coming up, but you know, we'll see.
The arena's supposed to be packed when they come here, so, and you know, Nevada, everybody was against us, but you know, of course, everybody gonna be with us here, so it's gonna be a different feel. Just getting ready for it, and it's gonna be my first time really seeing the jar packed. So
playing in Akron is just love, man. Like everybody, you know, it's like everybody against one. You know what I mean? So like the fans are with us, the coaching staff, everybody's just against Kent. And then playing over there is just the opposite. So it's very hostile over there. I love playing over there, by the way, because I just love everybody. Our backs against the walls. I just love just coming there and proving that point that we're gonna beat them.
Just like we prepare for every game, this game means a little bit more, but at the end of the day, we just gotta stick to our preparation. Things might get chippy, we just gotta stay together as a team and don't lose our heads.
Well, as we said, we'll tip it off Friday night at 9 o'clock. And Coach, you have played and coached in a lot of rivalry games. I always feel you play those games for your fans and your students because they got to live with the other team's fans all week long after that game.
No, it's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. It's part of what makes college basketball exciting.
Right.
And over the time I've been at the different spots I've been at as an assistant and head coach, those rivalry games are special. And you know, obviously we'll look forward to Friday night when it gets here. Right now, our focus has got to be on Toledo. They're a really good basketball team, and we got a great challenge in front of us on Tuesday night.
Hope to see a lot of blue and gold in the stands on Friday night. Just make sure it's Akron blue and gold. We're going to take a break, come back with our weekly player awards right after this.
Roman was born with a hole in his heart. But thanks to the experts at Summa who found the problem and fixed it quickly, he's feeling 26 again. Not 76. Minimally invasive heart procedures, many performed in under 2 hours. Summa Health, vital for getting back in the game and more.
Sir Jeremy, you are a true friend of the crown. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly. Madam Susan, you are an even truer friend of the crown. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly. What is that?
This is a spiced honey mead wine that I have really been into lately.
Please follow Sir Brad. He's going to give you a private tour of the Pit of Misery.
I'm sorry, what?
Pit of Misery. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly.
Here's to the friends you can always count on.
Okay, welcome back to Zips Basketball Weekly. Now it's time for our player awards. And the first one every week is whose stock is rising, a player that's really coming on. And this week it's no better than junior Daniel Utomi. Coach hit his first shot against Ohio, then 5 out of 8, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist and a steal. Good game against Ohio.
Yeah, he's been very consistent at both ends of the floor. And Dan's become he's a good defender. I mean, he really works at it.
Yeah.
Smart player, knows where he's supposed to be, really plays hard, uses his body well there on that finish. But, and then obviously offensively, gifted offensive player and has really played well here the last week or two for us and is starting to settle in. Struggled shooting the ball there for a while, as you know, Joe. And we said earlier, water finds its level.
That's right.
And I got a lot of trust and belief in Dan and knew it was only a matter of time. So it's great to see him making shots.
You brought up a good point. You always put him on the other team's best player. He was on Carter to start on Saturday. That can tire a guy out.
Yeah, we do. We put him a lot of times on, especially if it's a forward. Jamon a lot of times has the other team's best perimeter offensive player as well. And we cross-match sometimes. We have the ability to do that. Our defense is really good, as we know statistically, and our versatility defensively is amazing. So sometimes Jamon will guard 1, 2, 3s or 4s. Dan, we can switch with him. Dang, E-Man, and Jaden can move as 5. So, you know, they allow us to play different ball screen coverages that maybe other teams wouldn't be able to play. So I think the strength of our defense certainly is the versatility of our individual defenders.
Our player of the week is Jamond Ivey, the senior out of Cleveland Glenville. Showed some great leadership on Saturday against Ohio. 21 points. I'll tell you, he played well for you with a lot of enthusiasm.
He's been playing great, you know, playing like a senior's supposed to play. And you look at his, you know, statistically, obviously he's been at his best, certainly in MAC play throughout the course of the 8 games. And I really think he has another level and, you know, really has taken the disposition that I'm not going to take this for granted and give it everything I have. And he's really grown a lot. As I said last week, you know, I'm as proud as of anything in terms of how he's developed as a person as I am the basketball piece. So he's come a long way in both those areas, and excited here to finish this thing the right way with them and see if we can, every year our goal is to overachieve.
Yeah.
You know, we want to overachieve in year 2, and obviously this is his go-round, and in large part we want to do it for him.
Coach, let's take a couple minutes right now and kind of look back at the first 21 games of the season. Where do you go out? Where do you think this basketball team is at right now?
Well, obviously we're playing the best we've played all year. That's not even close over the course of the last couple of weeks because our offense has started to improve. Our ball movement, our player movement, our execution, guys being more synchronized, guys' willingness to pass up good shots for great shots. You know, you see all those things coming. We look like a team out there offensively the last couple of weeks, much more so than we did prior to that. Defensively, we've been consistent all year. I mean, it's a reason why every game we've been in except 21 games. This is amazing. 20 of the 21, we've either won them or lost by 3 possessions or less. And so our consistency, I think, has really lied in the effectiveness of our defense. And defensively, we're not satisfied. You know, as of this morning, we're 38th in the country out of 350-plus teams.
That's amazing.
And our goal right now, those guys are talking about, they want to be a top 25 national defense. So we're trending in that direction. Attention to detail, small areas. Guys have really bought in. They take a lot of pride in it, and I think we can continue to get better there. Obviously, we found ways here of late, finishing off a road game yesterday, winning close games at home the previous week that were 1-possession, 2-possession games. So those have been big steps in the right direction for us. But I'm excited about how we have the opportunity to finish here. I think we can finish really strong and have a chance to play some really good basketball down the stretch.
Obviously, you know these guys much better than I do. I travel with them, see them, but it seems like they like each other. They get along well, good chemistry.
Yeah, we're connected right now for sure, and that's a big thing, you know. And you assume just because you put a roster together, you're a team. Well, there's more to it than that.
Right.
You know, there's personalities, there's synchronization, there's sacrifice, there's, you know, all the things that go into that, and it takes time to develop. And sometimes as coaches, you know, Thad used to tell me to have aggressive patience. You know, and that's hard sometimes for us, but guys have really evolved into their roles and started to get more comfortable and understand what it takes and how they fit into the, you know, all the puzzle pieces fit together. And so that's exciting. That gives us a chance, I think, to really do some things down the stretch.
As we said, the Zips right now are 13-8, 5-3 in the Mid-American Conference, riding a 3-game winning streak going into this week's action. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the Toledo Rockets. One of the best teams in the Mid-American Conference. Will take them on Tuesday night, so don't go away. We're back right after this.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family cool this summer,
let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
And to keep your family comfortable, it takes Air Comfort. Find them at aircomfortohio.com.
The difference with Wentz Financial Group is that we do not have a cookie cutter answer to any of our clients' needs. Every day is completely different in the market, and every client situation is unique. We value the opportunity and responsibility to manage the hopes and dreams of our 3,000 customers nationwide.
Come see the difference Wentz Financial Group can make for your financial future. Wentz Financial Group, investment management for your lifetime.
Well, Well, Tuesday night, the Zips head up to Toledo, where the Rockets are waiting with a record of 18-4. Boy, they're one of the best teams in the league, Coach.
Not just the league, the country. Yeah. You know, watching them on film. There's very few teams within league play that are top 3 in offense and defense, respectively, in their leagues. The only 2 teams in our league that are as such right now in our league are Buffalo and Toledo. So they're really good. They're great offensively in terms of their execution. They're as precise as any team we play with that. We're going to have to really be on it. And then defensively, I think, is where, you know, they've really improved from previous years watching them on film. They're very good defensively. So they're top 3 in both. It's going to be a great challenge. You know, obviously, I think what really spearheads, you know, how good they are, Joe, is their experience.
Yeah.
And you asked me off the air there, hey, Sanford's still there? Yeah. Jackson, Kanapke, Navigado, I mean, they're Willie Jack, they're all back, you know, so they're very, very experienced. They've played together now for 2 or more years, and you can tell that when you watch them. They're very connected. It'll take a great effort on our part. You know, effort certainly is not negotiable. We have to have the type of effort we had in Athens and the type of teamism secondarily that we had. Our connectedness was terrific, but our attention to detail and focus when it comes to scouting and what we need to get done has to be as good as it's been all year, and that'll be the challenge heading into Tuesday.
Just like every exceptional team, the Rockets are very good at home. They are 10-1 at Savage Arena. That'll be a Tuesday night tip-off at 7 o'clock. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about Kent State. Friday night, 9 o'clock. We're back after this timeout.
The University of Akron is more than a college or campus.
It's a connection to the community.
To the thousands of opportunities right here in Northeast Ohio.
And to the partnerships with employers and organizations.
Like the LeBron James Family Foundation, where we connect kids to life-changing possibilities.
It's the strength of UA, this city, and these connections.
It's where students make an impact on their community and in the world.
While still making an impact
in the classroom,
on the track,
in the boardroom,
and in my community.
That's what makes us the University of Akron.
Roman was born with a hole in his heart. But thanks to the experts at Summa who found the problem and fixed it quickly, he's feeling 26 again. Not 76. Minimally invasive heart procedures, many performed in under 2 hours. Summa Health, vital for getting back in the game and more.
As we've been talking about, Kent State comes to town Friday night at 9 o'clock. Coach, we go from one team that's 18-4 to another team that is 16-5. You got 2 tough ones this week.
Yeah, which is great. You know, we love challenges. We love to compete. 2 different type of games. You've got Kent, who's very athletic and small, and Rob has done a great job. The big kid left right before their season started, so they've played basically 4 guards in Whittington and Frederick with those guards, and they've done a nice job. They switch, they battle, they fight you. They, you know, certainly a typical Kent State team that you've seen play over the years. It's how they play. They're feisty, and it'll be a great challenge.
Coach, they have been behind a lot this year in games and always seem to come back in that last 5, 6, 7 minutes. Perfect example was Saturday over at Muncie. They're down in the first half. They come back, get it into overtime, and win it. These guys don't quit.
No, they don't. I think Dustin was telling me yesterday, I think they're 7-0 in games decided by 5 points or less. So they found the way to win close games, which is a sign of a good team. And so we got 2 great ones this week. And, you know, obviously we're going to take one at a time, but great challenge. And it's awesome to have these type of challenges that are meaningful this time of year in February and March.
Coach, I'm going to put you on the spot right now. Let's go back to your high school days and your college coaching. What are some of the big rivalries you've been in? First, as a high school player, who was your rival in high school?
My gosh, I played basketball in Hendricks County, so Danville, Avon, Danville, Brownsburg. In football, it was Danville, Tri-West.
Yeah, I was over in Indiana, of course.
Yeah, in Indiana. And then obviously in college, I've been the luckiest guy, man. I've been a part of Xavier, Cincinnati, Ohio State, Michigan, Illinois, Missouri, you know, now Kent, Akron, you know, Ohio, Miami. Ohio, Akron at the time I was at Ohio. So I've been a part of some great rivalries, and it's made it fun. You know, I'm sure at some point in time, way down the road, when I'm sitting in a rocking chair, I'll reflect back and think about how fortunate it was for me and our family to be a part of all those is pretty neat.
It has been. Coach, best of luck this week. We'll talk to you again next week right here on Zips Basketball Weekly. Have a great week, everyone.
Wentz Financial Group presents Zips Basketball Weekly with John Groce. Investment management for your lifetime. Contributing sponsors include Summa Health, it's your health. Let's own it together. Bud Light, the world's famous light beer. Dilly Dilly. Doubletree by Hilton Akron Fairlawn, preferred hotel of Zips Athletics. By your Akron, Canton, Bryant heating and cooling dealers. And the Spaghetti Warehouse, famous for its 15-layer lasagna.